Sponsored locally by TBFCU.
Look at this beautiful table that we have here this morning, courtesy of Lori Martinez with Rock City Gardens. She's the gardens manager there up at Rock City. So if you think that this is the time of year where everything has to get dreary, the holiday decorations have been put away and now your house looks blah, she's going to show us how to not let that be the case.
That's right.
Good to see you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here.
So can I chime in on something before you get started?
Sure.
So first of all, you're a girl after my own heart, because
Okay.
when I do my Christmas decorating at home, I have some things that are Christmas,
Yeah.
but I love winter.
Yes.
I think, there's a Robert Frost poem about the love of bare November days.
Okay.
There's a beauty in those bare trees.
There is.
So that's what you've done here, is you've pulled in the color that nature provides.
Right.
And you're using it to your advantage.
Yes, and one of the things that we do at Rock City is we love color, we love texture, we love showcasing the gardens, because the gardens is really what we're all about at Rock City. It's our history, it's our legacy, it's our movement forward, just to showcase this to the area.
Right.
And to all the people that can come and visit us.
Right. So you do have these beautiful gardens that people can walk, and much of the time what you're able to take in is what you've planted for all the different seasons. So let's start with what you have right here. These will grow this time of year.
Yes, and one of the things that I always like to tell people is when you're gardening outside in the wintertime, make sure you choose the right container. You don't want to choose a container that's clay, because of the freezing and thawing. It could bust the clay. Right? This is actually a plastic pot, but look at it. I mean, it really looks nice.
Right. They have their advantages too, those plastic pots, because they're not so heavy.
Right, exactly.
So you can move them around.
Exactly.
Okay, so you've got, I guess this is basically monkey grass, right?
No, actually this is a carex. It's called Evergold.
Oh, okay.
And this is heuchera, and this is a little arborvitae. Now the color on this arborvitae is kind of unusual. Let me turn it so you can see it.
It is very pretty.
Isn't that beautiful? This is actually the winter color of this evergreen shrub.
So what you have here, you can then keep planted and it will bloom all year long.
Yes.
The foliage will just possibly change. So you call this heuchera. Some people will know it as coral bells.
Coral bell, yeah, this is
Okay.
just a variety. There are so many varieties in the garden centers. One trick to note, always buy in the wintertime from outside. If you try to buy something that is in the greenhouse section of any garden center, it's not going to be hardened off and be prepared to live out in these cold temperatures.
Now, to let people find success and do it just like you've done it, Lori, if they like this idea and they're going to put it in a pot, sun conditions for the pot. Does it need to be?
Well, it depends. It depends on what you're purchasing. Like this one.
This is what I'm talking about.
Okay, so this one here will go from full sun to mostly shade.
Okay.
Now, it likes a little bit of sun, but don't worry, if you have it on a porch, it gets lots of bright light during the wintertime. Your plant's not going to be doing a lot of growing in the wintertime, so just enjoy the color.
Okay, let's come over here to this color. People might think that this is holly. It's not. It's Nandina.
Right. Good
Nothing
for you.
better than a friend who has Nandina in their yard,
That's
right?
perfect, right.
So what have you done here?
So, these are the things that we can gather in our own yard. If you have a great neighbor, like you said, that has trees like magnolia, and all I did on this one was just spray it with a copper spray paint.
Beautiful.
American holly, another one that's a native tree in our area. If you've got somebody that's got one, they'll probably be glad to let you cut some low branches.
Right.
And this, I want you to look at that. All that is me walking through the garden and just finding sticks that fell from the tree. But look at the beautiful lichen that's growing on those branches.
Right, it gives it that silvery frosted
Yes,
look.
without doing anything to it.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. And I think that's part of it too, as you mentioned, without doing anything to it.
Right.
Nature provides its own beauty, because
Yes.
here you can see the bark as it really is, and then there's the lichen that's on it. And I think lichen often causes those limbs to fall from the tree, doesn't it?
Well, actually, no. I mean, the lichen is not going to affect the health of
doesn't?
the tree. No, it doesn't. It just lives because it gathers its nutrients from the air.
Okay.
So it just lives on the bark.
Now is this something, Lori, that you could keep obviously on a porch or something?
Right.
But could you even bring this in?
Sure. The one thing about bringing things like this in, there are some products that you can spray on these to preserve them, to keep that moisture from drying out from the foliage. There's lots of products on the market. Just go to your local garden center and find out what they use to spray with.
You've kept this in this pretty basket. I guess you could just put a vase or something and have it in some water to keep it. Okay, now on our little table down below, you brought some additional types of settings. It's also fun to see how you're kind of encouraging people to use what they might have.
Yes.
So we had this pretty dough bowl that you use on the very bottom. We'll kind of look through all the things. What is that? Is that pine?
So that's just a Virginia pine, and it's got a little bit of the holly. I used some moss that I gathered from one of our trails. There's a little bit of nandina, some of the sticks that I gathered. Just use your imagination. That's a very small container, but it packs a punch with color.
I loved the pine cones, and I thought how fun too to get your kids on a walk with you for the purpose of going and collecting things.
Yes, great activity. Kids, adults, anybody can do this.
Now I can't tell on the pine cones, but I think you mentioned, I've got it in my hand. I took your prop.
Yeah.
This magnolia, you also spray painted this one with a different kind of paint.
Yes, look at that. It's actually just a glitter paint, and it doesn't do much until you really let it catch the light, and you can see how it'll just catch and glitter as you turn, and you can see the different colors as you walk past.
If you do this, like again, well, with all of these things, let's say that people went out this weekend and did it. Do you think it would stay looking pretty fresh for a good 4 weeks or so?
You know, I think using those anti-desiccant materials that I talked about, whether it's a polyurethane or a wilt-proof or something that you can spray on the foliage to help preserve it. Sometimes even just a paint like this will help coat the leaf and protect it and keep it from drying out so fast. Being outdoors is also good, but you know, again, if you have something that's very thin foliage, you might want to spray it.
Okay, I love to your left there, the floor piece that you have there. Those branches look to be a little bit more bare. I don't see the lichen on those.
Right.
But I love the height differences that you have. Just play with it?
Yeah, just play with it. Use your imagination. Sometimes it's, like I said, just a collection of materials out of your yard. The bare branch that you're looking at in that display is actually sweet gum.
Oh.
So, and I love the sweet gum because I love the openness of the branching, and it also has like a corky texture to it, so you can actually see some corky type bark on the outside of that structure.
I think this is fabulous. So your front porch will be welcoming, your back stoop will be welcoming, bring it into the home, and don't think that you have to say goodbye just because Christmas is over.
Yeah, don't stop enjoying the outside even though Christmas is over. This is a great time to invite family and friends and take the time to spend time, since it's so cold, and welcome them to your front door.
And you know what? If they're traveling in, then take them up to Rock City, because it's a great time to go see them too. Those gardens have their own beauty this time of year. So here's where you'll find them. Maybe you'll be lucky enough to see Lori working her magic there. SeeRockCity.com. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Get incredible savings during Ashley's New Year sale. Buy more, save more, up to $1,000 off your entire purchase. Or get 0% interest until